allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we had a non-public to interview a candidate for a position in town prior to coming on camera. That's why we're late. But welcome to the February 12th meeting of the Board of Selectmen. I see no department heads and no committee members in the audience. So
probably had enough for Saturday.
It's recovering.
We had a marathon, for those of you who weren't there, a marathon session from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. approximately. Healthy exchange of ideas on Saturday for our deliberative session. The main item on our agenda tonight is to finalize the wording on our town mailer. We have a mailer that will be received by everybody that has
This is last year, so if anybody needs a copy. Sorry.
I'll take one more too. Just for anybody who might be watching, the mail is out that has each of the articles on the warrant printed on it, along with an explanation.
That's last year's, but yep.
An explanation of the article, the board's recommendation on that article, and also if it's a financial article in any way, it would also have a recommendation by the finance committee. So what we're doing is looking at the wording that we'll use for the explanation of each of the articles.
I gave you, just Tom, I handed you I made copies of what you had sent me, which is the articles that you spoke to. I gave you copies of what John gave me, and I don't have the rest of yours.
Yeah, I forgot to print mine off. I did do them every year.
Okay, well.
Unlike my first year when I didn't do them. I'm learning.
Well, why don't we walk through and just read right through them?
Okay.
The first article was the budget, the operating budget, and my wording is pretty short and sweet here. Well, it's short, I don't know, you have to decide on the sweet part. The operating budget is what it costs all departments, boards, committees, and committees to provide services to the community. Among other things, it contains employee wages, health insurance, as well as other insurance costs, vehicle fuel, tires, all utility costs, road salt, and all general maintenance costs. The proposed budget represents a difference of 1.3% over the default budget, or $76,911.
Is that okay?
Works for me.
Anything else? Article 3, purpose. This is for raises for non-union employees. The purpose of this article is to make salary or wage adjustments for non-union employees of the town and library. The only way to provide raises for these employees is through passage of this article or similar articles on an annual basis. The amount in this year's article was calculated by an across-the-board 2% increase. Some actual increases may vary depending on performance. Are we good? Okay, somebody else's turn.
Jan had 4.
Yep.
And I didn't do the assignment.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, the dog ate it.
Yeah, the dog ate it.
So we had one in here from before.
Yeah, but I had put, let's see.
How to pull it to town.
That was Article 7 in the old one.
It was for the town government maintenance, government building maintenance.
The 15,000.
15,000.
Well, what I had done was on Saturday, I had given the names of the buildings, all the buildings in town that the money is used for,
Okay,
and that the money would be added to the current balance to do work, especially in the mold in the office upstairs. We mentioned the windows at the town hall. There's various projects that need to be done, and we were going to use the money for that purpose. Leaving 40,000 in the account, right? Isn't that what we usually do? I mean, I don't know whether you want that in
We
here
do,
or
that's
not.
probably not part of the explanation. It's
Okay.
kind of open-ended as far as where we spend this.
Mhm.
Basically, you're right, saying what it's used for, and then list a few of the projects.
Okay.
I would probably stay away from the windows at the town hall, because
Okay.
that's gonna be a biggie that we're probably gonna have to treat separate.
Open up a can of worms, they've already,
Mhm.
no one's been,
Well, we
brought up
talked
several
about
times.
doing the corner boards and
Yeah.
the eaves at the
molding
rock.
rates.
Yeah,
This attic.
And do you want me to just work with Naomi and get that to her, or would you want me to work it right now, or?
No, get it to her and just email it out, I'd say.
Yeah.
yeah, I just need to have it
I
done.
can come in the morning, Naomi.
Okay.
We can do it.
Okay.
number 5 is the
5 is you?
the police cruisers.
Mhm.
And it's basically the same as last year, except we're only getting one car to keep continuing with the cycling of one car out to replace an older one. It'll help to reduce the maintenance budget for the police department on their cruisers. Plus also add to the safety of the motoring public as well as the officers operating the vehicle.
Did you do your homework?
He didn't do his homework either.
I did it up here. I didn't have time to bang it
Can you
on.
attach that to a
Hey.
printer, just
Yep.
a little,
I mean,
little
it's
SD card.
it's pretty
USB.
easy. I mean, it's the same, basically it's
Right.
the same we did last year, except instead of 3 cars, we're only going
One.
one. So it'll keep us in our continuing cycle of replacing it.
Sorry, Article 6,
Yep.
and is that mine? Yes, it is.
Yes. Full.
Purpose of this article, or passage of this article will allow for the hiring of one additional full-time police officer. As indicated, the amount shown will cover wages and benefits for 6 months in 2018. The addition of one full-time officer will bring the total, excluding the chief, to 12 and allow the town to return to 24-hour per day coverage. I had thought of something else, and I don't know what the board thinks of it, is adding a sentence, something to the effect of if we are not able to hire an additional candidate for this position during 2018, the funds appropriated in this article will be returned to voters.
I
Can't do
I
that.
was thinking that Jan and I talked earlier today, because I
you didn't
think if
mark
you
it as
don't,
an-
but if you don't use it, it's returned anyway.
Yeah, you didn't.
Right.
You didn't
It
mark
goes
it
back
as
in the
a
undesignated fund balance.
You didn't mark it as
Right,
a
the reason I was thinking that,
lapsing fund. So
I'll go with whatever the group obviously feels. But the reason I was thinking of it is because that was one of the criticisms, and it really was a legitimate one, and it was brought up at the executive session, is that, if this is in the budget and it's not spent, I mean, the person isn't hired, we're talking about this position or something else, then it really shouldn't be spent on anything else. That's what the.
No, it can't.
Mm.
Well,
it can if it's
But no, if it gets rolled into your budget, it becomes part of the
Yeah,
bottom line.
That's right, but it's not rolled into the budget, and the article doesn't say that, does it?
It gives you the ability of having a 12th person.
well, it does, because when you,
But it doesn't say that this will be rolled into the budget.
It says,
Not until next year.
Not until next year. So if you don't hire somebody
Hmm.
for this year, you can't roll it into the budget unless you have them hired.
It just says if this article is approved, this would become part of the annual operating budget.
So then it would go
Oh,
in.
then it is open-ended, okay, usually they don't
what
wait.
happens is, Beth's doing it a little differently.
Mhm.
She lists it as the approved budget. Tina had a revised budget column, which was, you know, the original plus, if you had an article like this, it would then be rolled into the police budget, and it would show up in the revised budget, so. But that's okay, I'm good with where we are.
Do you think that we should add a little bit to that, Tom, at the end?
That's why we're here, what do you think?
And allow the town to return to 24 hours per day coverage with Weare officers? Because right now we do have 24-hour round-the-clock coverage, it's just some of it's Weare and some of it's state. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think they've told it, and I don't wanna, I wouldn't give them too many options as far as it's just gonna be add to 24-hour coverage.
yeah, but there's plenty of people out there that know that we have state police from 3 to 7.
But yeah,
And
if they're,
well, there's plenty of people that know, you know.
and I think the less that you beat up on that, just tell them that it'll allow us for 24-hour coverage, they may say, well, we got the troopers now, and why should we pay for this extra money? So I think if we just leave it without putting that extra clause in there, and they may, you know, sometimes out of sight, out of mind. If they don't see that in front of them, they may just say, okay, it'll give us 24-hour coverage.
Or they don't see it and they say, oh, with the state police, click.
It's
Yeah,
a
well, you know,
double-edged sword.
I mean, we can't really go into the explanation here that we did like a deliberative session, because it's just not, space-wise. But,
Right.
Realistically, yes, we have 24-hour coverage, but that coverage might be in Londonderry, waiting to come here.
And that's my thought, right?
He could
And that's why I want
he
to
could
put
be in Nashua, he could be in Salem.
Right.
Troop B covers both turnpikes to the state line, the south, and all the way up through, so, plus the county, all the Hillsborough County. So, I mean, the barracks is, that's what they count, so it's like, depending on what they have for personnel that particular evening.
Well, no, I'm fully aware. Just,
Yeah. What Rick was suggesting is something to the effect of return to 24-hour per day coverage by Weare police officers. What do you two think about that? Should we leave it like it is, or add that to it? We have two different opinions at this end of the table.
I would leave it.
I think it's pretty well self-explanatory right there, right?
okay, that's fine.
That's my thing.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay. Article 7. Who
That's
had
me.
that one?
Ricky?
This name and purpose change will allow the fire and rescue squad to replace vehicles as the original 1999 article intended, but to add the ability to also replace / offset larger equipment purchases such as thermal imaging cameras, jaws of life units, air packs, AED defibrillators, and other fire or rescue tools. Regardless of the name and purpose change, the voters would still need to vote to make any appropriation of these funds.
You had the word replacement in there someplace for equipment.
Would allow the fire and rescue squad to replace vehicles as well as the original 1999 article intended, but to add the ability to also replace / offset.
But I think he wanted to get away from replace,
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's.
just to
second
purchase,
replace. I would just put purchase.
because you'd be able to without the
So purchase / offset?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, who had Article 7?
That was me. I did it.
John has 8, that's on the sheet that you have, it's a handwritten
Oh, I'm
one.
sorry. Okay, you're my page, who has 8?
Go fish.
John, go
Oh,
for
on
it.
the side, okay.
John has 8, it's on the lined one.
This article is intended to replace one of the 2004 six-wheel dump trucks, which is used as a frontline plow truck. The switch to a larger 10-wheeler will allow for more salt, sand to be hauled, which will make for less trips back to reload. $30,000 from the Highway Vehicle Replacement Capital Reserve will be used to offset the cost.
Pretty straightforward.
Sounds good to me.
He's got 9 as well.
No?
This article is intended to purchase a new backhoe for the DPW. The present backhoe isn't roadworthy, so much needed road maintenance is not getting done. The dealer is allowing 80%, in quotation, $32,448 of the year's rental cost to be used as down payment.
Is that the current figure for that?
Yep, that's off the slide.
Yeah. I'd make one change, John.
Yep.
Just either of last year's rental cost or 2017 rental cost.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I'd put the year in there, yeah.
So, yep.
because it was,
Actually, it spans though, because it said it's 17 till March, yeah. It's like April through March, so,
how
How about just
about
last
the
year's?
1 year
1
rental
year
cost?
rental,
12 months rental costs.
yeah.
The 12-month rental cost, something like that.
Yep.
Well, they didn't have it for the full 12 months, so.
Well, they will by the time
They will,
April to
yeah,
March
by the
rolls
time-
around.
April
And that'll,
to March.
that's, so that 30, that's why I was asking, that
Yeah.
32,000 will include up
Yes.
to April. when
It does through March, and then April, the intent is to purchase if we get it.
Purchase it.
Yeah,
That's right.
We won't have to wait to get it. All
nope,
we have to do is keep
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's
Right.
it.
that's right.
Sign the papers and the warranty.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack, Mr.
Okay.
Homeworkless.
The article provides for funds to maintain the town's infrastructure.
Are you using the same one?
Yep, and to meet the highway department's responsibility. to
I knew
repair
you
the
didn't whip
roads.
that up that quickly. Where is that? 480.
That one's pretty
Yeah.
easy,
So it's the old 12.
because they changed the figures on some of that at the, when they
Yeah.
tried.
Change some of the wording.
No, they
yeah.
just, and we'll go over the
Yeah.
ballot afterwards. All I did was add the difference.
They had a difference. I'm surprised that none of them brought up the fact that we were getting that other money from
No?
state. Sorry.
You okay with the old wording?
Yep.
11 is on the back side of the line sheets.
On the backside of what?
The lined sheets. There you go. Flip it over.
This is intended to relieve the DPW's mechanic of his designated plow route, so he can be readily available to respond and repair equipment. This person may also be used as needed during other seasons.
Might just want to add, just because there might be a little confusion, this part-time person, or this position. Because this person, I'm
This
thinking,
position is intended?
Yeah.
yeah. That way there it doesn't get confused with mechanic.
Okay. Okay with that? Jan's up next. The bridge.
Do we, let's see, I'm using the last one,
Yeah.
kind of changing the wording.
Exactly the same.
That's all we
Yeah.
were doing.
Yeah, I just might just using it, yeah.
The intent of establishing this fund is to save for the town's 20% share of the cost to replace 3 bridges, the major one being the River Road Bridge on the north end of River Road, the other 2 bridges on Lowell Road and Old Francistown Road. I say are much smaller, we don't have to put that in. Okay, the town's share of the cost will be available when state funds are available, thus avoiding delays in long-term debt.
Okay, I didn't catch how you
Should we
did
say
the,
something about the second installment or whatever?
No, I think we voted not to do that. Because I think I mentioned that about before they zeroed the library one out, was saying that this was gonna be the first installment,
Okay,
and that
Because
wasn't
we
a good
don't want to
idea.
give a misconception that,
okay.
It's only gonna be a 4-part and we're done, so.
somebody may ask how many installments. We don't know.
Right.
so did you start at the beginning, Jan?
No, let's see,
What article number was
instead of
that
saying
last
by
year?
establishing.
It was the
this
old
fund-
13.
Yeah,
The
I
intent of-
started like in the middle,
the intent of establishing this. fund.
because the rest of it kind of,
Yeah, I crossed out established, so it said this article will add 105 to the fund.
yeah.
And then from there, it says the state.
Previously established fund, maybe?
Oh,
State will pay 80%, is that what you want?
yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. And then,
I think the rest of it should stay.
Well, the intent, though,
Yeah.
we're not establishing.
Right, no, but I'm saying the rest of it should stay. The intent of this is
Was
for the
to
By
share.
establishing
save
this
for
fund,
the-
the
Yeah,
town's share of
that's
the
it.
cost will be available.
yeah,
Okay.
By having this fund.
Right.
We already established.
But I think the description of where it's gonna go is,
Hmm?
I'll review it again tomorrow, because I'm
Yep.
gonna bring the other part in
Yep.
tomorrow.
And one thing, when we were actually writing the article, I suggested that we not include the bridges in the article, the names of the bridges. I don't know if you need them here or not, because
We did
something
mention
else-
them,
Something else might.
Yeah, if we have another bridge that pops up.
or
then
if you
they
have
mark
a
us
big
in the-
culvert.
Or, yeah,
I mean,
Benji's working on Twin Bridge now.
we want
What's
to be
the other
able to
one?
include.
Yeah.
that.
They did the Colby Road themselves.
yeah, Twin Bridges, yeah.
River Road itself.
We're
has
doing
an
the
E2
Twin- we're
bridge
doing
down
Twin
there.
Bridge, or doing-
Nobody's
Twin
Twin
mentioned.
Bridges,
That
he was
has a
hoping it's
lot
gonna
of
make the
traffic
winter,
over
but
it.
I'm not sure.
The culvert,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
because that bridge on the other side of New Wilson is ours too, isn't it? But that's like brand new. That's not
Yeah.
that old.
Yeah, that's it, that's ours.
That one's not that old.
That's not that old.
Okay.
15 years. No. Go
The-
back
the
towards
other-
New Boston on
yeah.
Twin Bridge.
So do you not want
That's
to?
not
No, we can talk about, I mean, I guess.
15
Do you
years
not
old.
want to mention them? Is that what you're?
Well, I'm just saying, this doesn't matter, this is part of the explanation. The
Yeah.
warrant
Right.
article doesn't have them, so it
Right.
doesn't matter.
Right,
Okay, you could put like starting with or something like
Mhm.
that even, because they are
Right.
for the priority bridges,
Yeah.
but I just didn't want it to limit it in
Mhm.
case something else happened that we had to go
Yeah,
through
make sure we don't
first.
box ourselves in a corner.
Okay, 13.
That'd be Tom.
That'll be done. This article
Pavilions.
is to fund the construction of 2 pavilions at Bolton Field. These would basically be covered picnic areas to provide shade and shelter for small and large group gatherings. One would be near the playground equipment and a second probably near the soccer field. Presently, there are no shaded areas at Bolton Field.
That's pretty much what
Sums it up.
Melissa said, yeah.
14. This article would allow for repairs to the bell tower at the town hall. The project would include re-roofing both levels of the tower using copper roofing, replacing the spires on both levels, as well as the railings in between the spires, and making general repairs as needed. Painting the tower would also be included in the project.
Works for me.
Jan had the library, which is probably difficult to talk about
It's
raising zero.
defunct with zero.
But you still got to say, yeah, basically it's.
Well,
I think if you just basically sum it up, that the trustees have voted not to,
Go
you know,
forward.
go forward with this article.
this year. I
This
think we
year,
should do
right.
it that way.
Right. But it was the trustees' decision, not ours.
Yeah.
Library trustees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
16 is cemetery, which we've always used what's
Yeah,
in
we
here, I
always
think.
have that
Yeah.
one.
That is the old, actually, we didn't have one last year. I'd have to go back 2 years.
Okay.
We did the cypre last year. We didn't do the
Right, and I
construction.
read
Oh,
that,
yeah,
and
okay.
that's good. one
The
with
cypre one is the old
fine.
15, which is the same. I didn't bring down more than one of the construction ones, but it was really, their intent is just what it says. It's to, they're really theirs is Pine Grove,
Mm-hmm.
the fence at Pine Grove is what they want to do this year.
So are we on?
We're down to John for fireworks.
Okay.
Is already?
Moving right along.
This would allow for a better display for the 2018 patriotic celebration. Without this approval, the town will not come into town, forcing the cancellation of the celebration.
Straightforward.
Straightforward.
We just scan it.
That's a scary.
19 is Ricky's for Forrester.
As stated in the article, that its passage would allow the town's conservation commission to withdraw $30,000 from the town's forest account, which is now going to be 25, to pay for the services of a licensed forester to make plans and oversee management of the town's forest lands. Any and all profits that are made by the management and logging of the town's forest go into the town forest account, where such funds cannot be spent without voter approval.
So if this one gets passed, the conservation committee or us have to put it out for bidding?
I think there needs to be a
Yes.
conversation to be had because I don't think that they're aware of the change yet,
Yeah, right.
which I can let them know, but I know,
Before they didn't, so that was the
I
big
mean,
thing.
I agree with it because,
Mm.
you know, how do we know this forester that we've got now, we've had him for several years,
mhm.
is doing it?
And we're getting the best bang for the buck,
Right.
so to speak.
Right.
yeah.
The only bad
Well, you
feature
know,
I have.
you know as well as that some of them are.
Right, the only bad feature I have now, if we put it out to bid, whoever bids on it knows what they got to work with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but be
Now,
just
the
kind
other
of,
thing too is you also gotta make sure, you know, too, as well as I do, these guys, some of them, you get the low bid, that isn't, he isn't always the one you
Sometimes
want.
it's not.
The other
Yes,
thing we don't know is if they already have a contract with them.
Well,
That's what I mean, I think a conversation needs to be had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
even the
was-
30,000, I'm really, it's too bad, you know, one of the members
wasn't there to.
wasn't there, because there may be a logical reason for that.
I mean, even at a salary of $30,000 for a year, that's a year's worth of work, you know. It's not a lot of money. You know, if he's doing that, if he's got several contracts, then okay, then it adds up, but,
Well,
I
I
mean, we
think it
can't look
does,
at that because we
doesn't it?
don't know.
No, we don't know.
So, I mean, the thing is, it's
Yeah,
28
well,
to
he
25.
works with Meadows and
Meadows
Farm
something,
that has
yeah.
many,
Mm.
Well,
acres of forest.
we don't know if that's gonna be the same one now, so, and what he does for them, and what he does for us, if we do different.
But I mean, that's the
Right.
one that we have, that
Yeah.
journey to put some.
We'll have to wait and see, like, to have a conversation, and see what best we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Are we okay with the wording?
Yep.
And so 20?
Ricky's got that too.
As in years past, this article will allow the Conservation Commission to withdraw up to $150,000 for the purpose of purchasing new town forest land. This money would only be utilized if land comes available in 2018 to purchase. If no forest lands become available for purchase, the money stays in the town's forest account. Any purchase of forest land made must be approved by the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah, and usually that, I mean, there was a discussion about the amount of money, because if you
Is there?
take the
That's why I said up to.
25 and you take the 150, there's not enough money there. But typically, any purchase of that, usually in the last one, as you know, they use the conservation, which is the current use money. In larger parcels, they've approached the Mildred Hall and kind of done a combination between the Mildred Hall, the conservation money, and sometimes, so
They're not
it's,
gonna put themselves in the red.
it's not, no, you
Do they-
can't do that.
I mean, I
But
know,
this is
but
only to town
at
forest.
times the
Right.
conservation committees are almost like the library, they have their own. sort of
Well, they get
statutes that cover-
25% of the,
Yeah,
current
well,
use
they-
change
You
that.
can get whatever you allow them to take out of the, you know, current use
I
tax.
thought they get
No.
75.
Yeah, they get.
I'm sorry, they get
Well, I mean,
75.
but
We
that-
get
get
25.
But I mean, they.
But that was
basically,
voted on,
it's-
Jack.
It's nothing that has to do with what I'm saying, is as far as their expenditure of money, getting the approval of the Board of Selectmen to buy a piece of property, usually.
that
some do,
takes
some
us to
don't.
sign it.
Yeah,
We have to sign it.
Some
Tom
do.
has to go to the closing, or whoever the chair is.
Yeah, but we also, I think, as a board, have to approve
Right.
the purchase.
Purchase, yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
there's a
Correct.
public hearing, right?
Correct.
It's-
So, some of them, like I said, some of them try to
Yeah.
do it without, but I think that's, yeah, that's an important feature to have. What I was trying to spit out my own simple way.
Jack,
You're up.
Yeah, I think that's pretty well self-explanatory. I mean, there's not much else.
Pine Hill
to
Road?
say. Pine Hill
Yeah.
Road, just to
So I
get.
gotta write something now.
You're slacking. You're failing today.
Siegel Road.
This is gonna put 50 by 50 piece of property back into the tax, back into the taxable property.
And that's, yeah, but
This was brought by petition
that's,
Originally.
No, this is us.
originally.
this is us. This
Yeah,
one's
we had to
us.
clean it up, but
Yeah.
originally the
Right.
whole thing was
The
brought
thing
by
that's still
petition.
confusing, even the deliberative, people thought we were discontinuing the circle at the top.
No,
Yeah.
Right.
no, this is from the
We're
phase,
still
early
looking
phase.
at that, so, you know,
Yeah.
if there's anything in there.
Well, I don't think, I
clarify.
think if you go up there and you look at it, you'd almost miss it. You don't realize.
do.
You don't realize that it's there,
I
so
mean,
the only
it's just a little
turnaround.
short paved piece to your left, and
Yeah,
that's it.
50 by 50 is not,
Not
so
very big.
you're looking at it big, it's not that big, but,
It's not that big.
and, so you miss it when you drive up through there, when you're trying to stay on the road most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
and it's-
you're just finishing the curve.
Yeah, so then you come to the turnaround, and I can understand the confusion. Not to be confused with the turnaround, the cul-de-sac at the end.
I think that we really should, because there was confusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this isn't.
You'll have to write, you'll have to write
I'll
something
write
out.
something back up, and I'll send it to
And
you.
that, and that's
Email
been,
it.
that's come up here too, a
Yep.
couple of times.
Right.
It actually came up,
Where am I gonna turn my school bus around?
yes, that was Doug. Doug asked
Yes,
about that.
turn
I mean,
around.
I don't mean that, you know, in any way, except that
I get
it's,
the little one, turn around on my
I'm
drive.
sure people
I
understand.
don't care.
Okay.
Keno,
The state has approved the playing of Keno, an electronic form of gambling, in establishments that hold a state license to serve liquor. This article is to give the residents of Weare a choice as to whether it should be allowed in this community. Keno was approved as a source of revenue to partially fund full-day kindergarten programs in New Hampshire. However, there is no direct correlation between the local kindergarten program and allowing this game. In other words, allowing Keno does not obligate the town to have a full-day program, and not allowing Keno does not block a town from receiving state funds if a full-day program were later implemented.
Yeah.
That pretty much blankets the whole thing.
Yeah. 23 is John. John left it blank.
I left it blank.
Because really, it's the same article.
Doesn't make any difference.
There was,
Well, I think
Same thing.
I think if you write it up to basically the point of
C-21.
this was changed. This article was amended at deliberative session to have no impact or something along those lines. But this, I mean, because basically, you know, they're gonna look at it and go, well, what's that mean? You know, anybody that goes in the SB2 box, that wasn't at deliberative.
We could say that the board included Article, whatever it is,
23.
23 as a replacement to serve the same purposes. I don't know if we have a right to put any recommendation. Addition or anything?
oh, no, I thought we were at tax deeded
We're at the tax
property.
deed property one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah,
was trying
I'm
to,
like, I'm
trying to follow the logic.
I think part of that article, the biggest confusion is they only thought,
I think they thought
people
they
thought it was only two pieces of property we were after.
Right.
And it's not.
It's not.
And it's not,
No.
it's everything.
It's
And I
like
think that
looking
was the
at-
biggest
Confusion.
and it's, I mean, if you have tax deeded property that the town has taken since '94, sitting on the rolls, that's no
86.
86?
There's some in there that might.
Well, your rights of way, I
Right
didn't,
away.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I mean, so you've
Well, that
got
was
tax
86.
deeded property
Yes.
that's not gaining any tax revenue that we're responsible for.
I think the fear of ARP,
I think that that's what the misunderstanding was
Conception.
about, that it was, you know, we were looking at two particular pieces of property. And in reality, there's probably, you know, a lot of property that should be taken off our tax rolls, or we have people that are still living in them, and we own them technically. Which is what, you know, it's gonna put money back in the coffers for the town.
which it still is.
Well,
Right.
right now, if you don't sell it, you're not.
It's not.
It's
No,
sitting-
but we can sell it.
No, I know, but I'm saying,
But
I think part of that
Just-
was the misnomer. I mean, they were looking at it as only two separate pieces, not a multitude.
Couple of people mentioned that. There's only two pieces. Why are we here?
Yeah.
No, there's.
Well, because
There's
one
many
of them's
pieces.
got 10 acres, and the other one.
Those were the only two
But
that it
there's two or
related
three-
to,
there's two or
though,
three land parcels in
that,
town
that,
that are 6 acres.
Yeah,
Right.
We
so
can't touch them
can't touch them unless it's, you know, as we had.
Right.
unless we go to an article.
And that's fine.
And to
Yeah,
do an article
yeah.
for each individual piece of property,
Could be a lot of articles.
yeah,
It is what it is.
and everyone will have a lengthy discussion.
I know,
Don't sell it to a developer. Well, no, the town's gonna sell it, and
we can't prevent it.
Yeah.
can't prevent that. Yeah. Whoever the high bidder grabs it. I mean, it's what it is. Sorry.
all right, well,
I think that though is the fear, and it isn't those two pieces of property that are
Right.
similar.
I
It's
mean, what are
like
you
if we had,
develop it to?
if we had 200 acres of land that suddenly the
2
town.
acres, 2 lots?
But
Well, if it's on a class 5 town road,
Yeah.
it's 10-acre lot.
I mean, you have a 10-acre lot, but I mean, you got divided in half and you have 2 5-acre lots. So I mean, if you have the frontage, I mean, that's the whole thing. There's a lot of variables.
There is.
well, there's a lot of variables too as to what these lots are, because if you look at a lot of this,
Wetlands.
they're wetlands,
Or
they're
they're small
sloped
landlocked
land, or they're,
junk.
yeah, well,
which is probably why we still have them.
yes,
Because nobody wants them.
exactly.
Somebody buy it.
People
Somebody
gave
buy it.
them up.
Even if, you know, like Helene says, a neighbor bought it, you know?
Yeah.
Right,
And that would make
added
the
it
most
to their
sense.
project.
Somebody in a butter to buy it.
Yes.
Okay, so at another time, I mean, I have this all separated out, like I have 5 acres and above is this group, so obviously those can't. But these are lots under 5 acres, there's only one with a house or a building that was the one that I mentioned that day, that it involved, that
Well, we really can't,
actually pertained to that.
Well, I think at this
You know
point,
what we
it's a
might-
moot point, so,
I don't think it is, we can sell these properties this year,
oh, no, no, yeah,
that's what
well,
I'm saying.
well, we can't sell them yet.
no.
What do you mean?
Isn't there a certain time span you can't touch?
3 years.
3 years.
No, well, not only that,
I
but
have
but
that broken out
seasonally, you
too.
can't kick them out seasonally.
If there's anybody
If
in
there's
it.
Right,
anybody
no,
occupying
no,
it,
but
right.
there are some that we're gonna have to
April
start.
But I think
April one,
that's a
okay.
discussion for some time later, once
Yeah.
this gets done.
Yeah, once warrant articles go through, I think that's when we start discussing
Next month's
that.
over with, then we
Yeah.
can
Right,
start working
so-
on that.
yeah,
If I'm
because
still
in
here.
March, we
Okay,
should
who's the
start
next?
thinking
Yeah.
about evicting these people.
You get something written down on that one, then
I wrote it was the intent, the intent of the article was to sell all tax deeded property. It was amended at deliberative session, leaving the original 1994 article in place. It really was.
That's really, yeah, it's really
It's
the
not.
nuts and bolts of it. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Because the 1994 still stays in place,
Yeah,
whether you
right.
vote yes or no.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Correct. Yeah. No, that works.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Tom, you're up.
Yeah, this article, which is amended to be nothing, I didn't include that. The purpose of this article is to further encourage the Finance Committee to choose a location and time when the committee's meetings can be broadcast live on the local cable channel and/or be recorded for future.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple.
Yep.
25.
Me.
The bequest.
Yes, the Bucks to bequest. In 2016, the town's rescue squad and fire department were named as beneficiary to the George and Joan Buxton estate. Approximately $57,875 was donated and placed in an account to be known as the Buxton Bequest Fire Rescue Trust Fund. This article will allow the fire department to use up to $10,000 to purchase exercise equipment for the department members to use. This article has no tax impact to the town.
Okay.
You know,
And Jan's got the petition one that really doesn't.
Which really doesn't hold
on
any.
probably fully cut it.
Yeah.
Couldn't hold any weight.
Doesn't mean a whole lot. Everything else.
Yep.
See article,
Illegal.
see article 21.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a
You could just
petition.
put this article is no longer relevant.
Yeah.
See Article 21.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
I
Okay.
like that. So you get some homework to do.
Okay, so yeah, she's gonna come in tomorrow and we'll do that.
This one
But
too.
Mine's easy.
27 though, you did have that. I don't think you make any recommendation, do you?
No, because that came from, so the. What,
No, that
who
came
was
from
it?
Brenda Cannon from the
What-
library.
Okay, from the library. Okay.
What was it?
About the age-friendly assessment.
Yeah, so that's,
That article right there?
Yeah.
But there's no tax impact or anything, right?
No.
Oh, I don't have that updated.
So do
copy. But I do.
Yeah, you do, because we need to go over that next.
So do we recommend or don't recommend?
I don't know. I mean,
I
it
don't
came
think
on
we-
as
I don't-
advisory because it was
I don't
extreme,
think
it
we
was
can.
told it was advisory.
I think we
Because
already,
it was under other
I
business.
think we already made a motion and voted on that in the public meeting.
Deliberative.
No, we did it here.
We never voted on
About the
that.
age friendly?
Oh, yeah, we did.
We wrote a letter, but then there was
Yeah,
a
we-
reply asking for more information.
Which Mike and I got back to her with.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's where this came from, I believe,
Yeah.
from the result of that.
Mhm.
But I don't know where it's under other business. Do you put a little thing? This came under, this is an advisory article that was
No,
presented at the
no.
end? I don't know what you say.
Yeah, I
I
would
put,
say
yeah,
that.
I put it was an advisory article that was added at the end of the deliberative session.
Because it's only if we're chosen as a pilot community.
Right, that's what it
Right.
says.
Right,
Yeah,
You won't know that for a while.
Right.
So that does all your blurbs. Jan and I will work. Jack, if you can send me yours.
I'll do it either later tonight. or
Um,
tomorrow.
I know it wasn't on there, Tom, but we do need to review the ballot I gave you guys. I'll quickly walk you through what got changed from the, this is what, this is the amendments. I just blows my mind.
You think those two-
That's,
No,
I
those
thought you
were
had to
copies.
you have to write the article out.
That's what I did.
I wrote ours out and it's not even included in there. And I say ours meaning 7. I wrote every single word
Mhm.
and then it didn't get to Maureen. Anyway, So the first page you're gonna look at has everybody that's running 4 positions. Okay,
We should revote for some.
the second Article 2, there was no change.
Yeah.
On Article 2 was the budget. There's no change with that. It was,
It doesn't have that on the ballot, it doesn't have the whole listing of numbers.
No,
It does,
no,
okay.
it doesn't. And you take off the estimated tax impact too.
Mhm.
So 3 didn't change, 4 didn't change, 5 didn't change, 6 did change. 6, you recall the added after the become part of the annual budget comma at the end,
Yeah.
with the estimated sum increase to 106 for 12 full months or full 12 months.
Mhm.
So that did change. 7,
You
there,
know, that, I mean, it's there and it is what it is, but in reality, looking back on it, that's not correct because 11,000 of that is a one-time expense.
number 7, we took out the word existing
Mhm.
purpose on the 3rd line. 8, there was no change. 9, there was no change. 10, there was almost a similar change, adding the estimated balance of to be raised by taxation.
Well, did that pass?
Yep, I
Yeah.
have it right here.
Yeah, I did.
And then, yeah, I think it was,
Article 11 changed.
yeah, passed by
Yeah,
amendment.
it passed.
And then the same thing with 11, we added the same thing, similar to the police, with the 8,400 for 12 months. 12 did not change, 13 did not, 14 did not, 15 you zeroed out,
Mhm.
16 no change, 17 no change, 18 no change, 19 changed the dollar amount and then took out the word town.
Right.
Licensed,
A.
not town, not the town licensed.
Town furniture.
20, the sum of up to 150,000 was added.
Mhm.
21 didn't change, 22 did not. 23, as you'll see, the question we removed regardless of its size at the end of the question. It was to authorize the deed of property, which you can do anyway. 23, 23 I changed. 24, Ricky, is that what this
Yes.
is, it's got written. Shall the town require the finance committee broadcast/record its meetings unless a conflict of facilities, availability, or daily operations/interactions do not allow for this to occur?
Yep.
So that was changed to what you see there. 25 was not, 26 was not, 27. That's a really wordy paragraph, but I took it as how it
Verbatim.
came.
Mhm.
24,
Yes.
I hate to be picky on this, but it changes the meaning, I think. Unless a conflict of facilities, do we want a comma in there? Facilities availability? Doesn't that go together?
There was a comma here. I picked that up as a little
Concept
comma.
of facilities, availability, or daily operation interaction.
That's fine.
Just take out the period, I mean the comma.
The comma, facilities availability.
I think, yeah, that's what it's
Yeah,
supposed to be.
okay. All right,
The rest of them are all straight.
so that's what we made a change for
Mhm.
on the ballots.
Cool.
And so Jan and I, if you can get ours, Jack, yours to us, Jan will be in the morning and we can finalize that. We have all the stuff for the town report. So all I'm waiting on is the mailer. I have notified the school that I need it by Wednesday so I can put it together. I'm gonna, if we're done before they are, finance committee is upstairs, I'm gonna let them know that I need it as well, but if not, I will drop an email to Bill Anderson and tell him. So that wraps up another year.
Not
You
quite
survived your first one.
God only knows what will happen in Manchester.
Oh,
You know what I mean.
Oh, wow, that took me a
Do we have
minute.
an
I'm
answer
like,
for that or no?
no, don't you remember?
Is it tomorrow?
He had the opportunity to rebut the standing article
That's right.
until today, the close of day. Then she was gonna review it, give Laura the opportunity, and I think Laura was gonna take the opportunity because she reached over to my shoulder and said, I'm taking my Chromebook and I'm gonna have it online whenever she releases it.
Yep.
Okay.
So, she expects to do whatever while she's gone, so as soon as I know, I'll let you know. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
29th.
So you have two sets of minutes, 29th and the 5th?
Right. Starting with the 29th. I had two corrections that I made on page 1. Next to the last paragraph, last sentence, it could be brought back up in the public comment section. Just change that UND to IN. And then in the next paragraph, third line down, I just inserted, before raises, I inserted the word employee. The employee raises article. Employee raise article. Anybody else on page 1? I didn't have anything on page 2. Anybody? Page 3, I had just one little thing, that big paragraph, third line up from the bottom of the big paragraph. I just changed is to are. On each
Of you
of
is,
you,
are, so we are.
well, actually, it would be is, because each is singular.
Are as individuals.
Yeah, so it should be is, I'm sorry.
Each of you
Anybody else on that page?
Nope.
Page 4, paragraph 1. Second line down near the end, he stated that it was rude and not the way he was brought up.
Not the way
Where are you again?
it was brought up?
No, the way he was
He
brought
was
up.
brought
Oh,
up.
he was brought up, okay.
I just inserted the word was after the
Mhm.
he. And then I just put ly on the efficient at the end of that. He wants it to be maintained better and be more, no, efficient.
No, efficient's fine.
Efficient is fine, but I don't know why I did that. Forget that. Must have been a late night correction. There was one sentence in the middle of the next paragraph down, the one that starts John 1, that was confusing, and it's about halfway, a little less than halfway. The first word is better, but if you go over to at the end, it says, we started the process late. I put a period. And then went down to, we had to have a new contract, so the board went ahead with it. I crossed out the and the other contract so, because it didn't make sense of it.
Must have been a late night.
Mm.
And then in the last paragraph, third line where it said Mrs. David.
Oh.
Yeah.
Davis,
You know,
yes.
you know who that is.
I know, somebody told me I did that.
Yeah, long
Anything
night.
else on that page?
No.
David.
Page 5, second paragraph, third line, the state police are not going to turn away, rather than is not, because that's a group.
Will not.
And then a little further on there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down, starts, Police Chief Kelly replied, yes, I put a comma, and reviewed in place of so, the statute that govern state police jurisdiction. Does that make sense? Police
State statute that governs the state.
Governs.
Should be yes.
An S, yes.
Anything else on that page? Anything on the last page? Move to approve the minutes of the
Second.
January 23rd. Seconded,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 There you go. Pass it down to the scribe. But we ought to, I told Naomi I didn't want to prolong the discussion, but if we made a list of all of the various roles that she plays in this building.
I sent a note today that the light bulb's out in the ladies' room. I was like,
Who sent you the note?
2 people sent me that's dark in the bathroom because their lights are out.
Well, I was gonna mention that. I haven't been putting the paper towels
It's okay.
in the dispenser.
Because the ones we bought didn't fit.
Oh,
That's why they're on top. The next batch will be better.
Okay, on the next February 5th minutes, where you started, Chairman Cole called the meeting to order at 6:30. You gotta cross out the rest of that.
Yeah, I noticed
Okay.
that when I saw that after. I'm like, you know what? I already sent it. I can't do anything about
Otherwise,
it.
we had to do the pledge twice.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then dropping down to the last paragraph, third line up, I just, Chief Kelly felt there were, rather than,
What happens when you use the same?
and then next to the last line up, I just put a comma at the beginning, 2 parts, comma. So,
First.
anything else on page 1? Page 2, a few little things. We got on about 2/3 of the paragraph, the line that starts call for service. The plan moving forward is that this position will be, and I crossed out the
Yeah,
word
that
that,
should be,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
no more than 30 hours per week. And I crossed out will be worked, because it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's like being redundant.
Which will bring it back, et cetera, et cetera. And then, next line down, Chairman Clow asked Chief Kelly what,
Kind
uh,
of.
What time,
Kind of.
I have
what
a
time
line.
of timeline, what kind of timeline?
what,
Yeah.
What time of timeline?
what, I'm gonna just put what the timeline
Well,
would
what
be
the time,
needed
yeah.
to incorporate.
No work.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Mhm.
What timeline would be needed?
What the timeline would be needed.
What timeline would be needed?
To incorporate the action.
And then under the hawkers and peddlers, third line down, near the end, tried to anticipate what someone, I just inserted the word what, as a third party.
On the same sentence, Chief Kelly went through it,
For all the sections. Is that the one?
this third line down, those same sentence.
Oh, yeah.
Went through,
Right.
add an R,
I read through without,
catching it.
Went through it.
Throw it.
what's he do with those OUGH words?
TH.
Next,
So,
next paragraph,
that one.
second line where it
Yeah, the
says
other one
they
does.
have requested quotes from 4 vendors. They requested quotes. I just crossed out the word have.
Yep.
Anybody else on that page?
Yeah,
Do we,
there's
do we fill in the voids? It just
let's
says Chairman
see,
Clinton
Helen
blank seconded
Electric.
at PM under C.
Where's the other quote? Is it the only,
Oh, yeah, second.
See,
Moved.
we're waiting non-public. There's no times, no dates.
Oh, are really not apples to apples or apples to
didn't.
apples?
You know what I did?
Apples to format.
Jim
Yeah.
Crow moved and seconded to go into
Then lights, the next light down, 2 lights instead of light, from apples to apples,
Who's
That
that
was,
now?
it appears that this company may have missed
the other 2
the
lights.
other 2.
Oh, yeah, it's not apple to apple.
Yeah. And then Chairman Clow moved,
Yeah.
and then nobody
Yeah.
seconded it.
Yeah. it got
And there's no
seconded.
time.
Can I explain why? Because I did that here, and then Saturday night I was bored, so I decided to put YouTube on. So I typed the rest of the minutes
Oh,
from home, but I never came
gotcha.
back today and pieced the two together. So I have that, but I didn't put it in.
Okay, and then just be sure to add the paragraph that to come out of non-public?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. I have a standard format. But I pieced it together because I started from that section, I think, after. I'd made myself a note, but it didn't get to the fingertips today. Yeah, Ricky just said that. Did you do that? I'm like, yeah, I forgot to do that.
Page 3, anybody adding anything?
Let's see, the third line down from the top. After provided that it is less than, so add it.
In the motion.
Oh, in the motion.
The second line down in the next paragraph, in the not too distant past, instead of a.
Okay there?
Let's see, the next one down, third line down, under the cable committee, instead of on Wednesday nights, school, at Wednesday night school deliberative session. That's it that I had.
Okay, next page, I just, you look under public comment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines down, where it starts a way she can do another calculation, and then it gets over to other
Okay.
electrical uses. It says are the building, I put at the
At
building.
the building.
That's all I have there. I got kind of late, oh no, I got one comma, but I got kind of lazy on the next one, I'll tell you.
I did
That
too.
long paragraph, I think that looks just fine. Anybody have something on page 5?
No, I didn't see any. Like I said, my eyes started to cross reading some of it. It was long.
Page 6?
Nope.
Move to approve the minutes of
Second.
February 5th, as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Manifest. Here somewheres.
On the bottom part, I don't know that you'll need that. I mean, the dollar amounts, but she had put that in there. And I honestly just filled in the top part and didn't look at the bottom, but I don't know, it obviously made it for payroll and for payables, but I did most of her payables. I only left her about 4. The biggest part of the payables, as you knew, was salt.
Would you come back
She'll be back Tuesday.
tomorrow?
No.
Oh,
Next
I was gonna say
20th.
a week from today.
She'll be back the 20th.
Okay, that's what I thought.
If I have nothing to do on Friday, I might do payroll again.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, she'll be doing it Tuesday morning, so.
If you want to keep your friends in the building and the departments, probably.
Yeah.
No, she said she'd do it Tuesday when she came back.
Oh.
I'm sure she's much faster than I am.
Will I get it done in time for Tina's signature? Oh, wait, we don't have it.
You guys don't have to, because, right.
Okay, I move to order the treasurer to sign the payroll and accounts payable checks dated February 15th, 2018, as included in the following manifest. Payroll, $62,088.60. Accounts payable, $92,350.41. For a total of $154,439.01. Furthermore, that there is no selectmen's meeting scheduled for Monday, February 19th, everybody meet here. Please vote to order the treasurer to sign payroll checks dated February 22nd, 2018, estimated to be about $55,000. Furthermore, to order the treasurer to sign up to an amount of $50,000 for accounts payable that cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting of February 26, 2018. Reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the Board of Selectmen by inclusion in the manifest memo at the next regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have one, Tom, so you can have that one.
Yeah, I'll put that in my collection, so
Okay.
circular in shape.
The, I just kind of updated on the, let's start with the hawkers and peddlers. You know he's coming back April 30th, which when he gets, I'll convert the word and get it to you guys long before then. The 26th, so you're off next week, so rest up, because the 26th you're going to notice is a very busy night. Because the 26th, we're going to talk about the custodial position, the ACO, the sealed cordwood bids, and the, I don't know that you'll talk about the DPW secretary. I can give you an update as to how many applications. From there, it'll be a process.
Right.
So those are really, I just put them on here for you. And I left on the others about the candidates night. I'd like to keep that announced. The DPW, we're just waiting to watch the weather. And then this Friday, I have a meeting in Concord, so I'll be leaving. We're closed on Monday. And then if all goes well, we're supposed to be leaving again, but if there's no snow, probably not, for the family weekend in Gorham. So my intent is to get to the printer Friday. If not, I'll take it Monday on my day off and meet him because they're open, so.
Cool.
That's all I have to offer.
Any questions, anybody?
No.
And now we're gonna add we added one more thing tonight. We're gonna swear in
For
the officer for the 26th. So we have a busy schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
We have nobody here to have public comment. Anything under correspondence or other business?
I have just one thing, other business, I guess you'd call it. Just a friendly reminder that since we're not meeting next week, this will be my final meeting for probably 4 to 6 weeks. Be somewhere at the end of March, possibly the 1st of April before I come back. I gave Naomi a schedule.
Oh, I can share with everybody. Yeah.
Good luck.
The last two weeks the last 2 Mondays in March I put down as questionable because it all depends on how I feel.
And with that being said, you brought up one more thing. With not being next week, Maureen had asked John and the two can't work. Jack had said he can work until 3. Are you going to be there all day for the election? Okay, because we have to have somebody there from the close to. Are you going to open up then at 7?
Yes, I'll be there.
Don't you have to have 3 to sign the boxes?
We're going to have 3 to sign the boxes, and we're going to have to maybe go take it to John.
Or then I'll come back.
Well, no,
She
'cause
said
there's
that
only
one
2.
of these bills,
No.
I don't think that they can if they're running.
We have to get sworn
But
back
I'm not
in.
sure.
They can't.
I
Yeah.
thought she told me that,
We have to get sworn back in.
Yeah.
Probably be in the area, in the bleachers, in the PE.
Well, yeah, we'll be in the bleachers, yeah,
right,
in the cheering section.
But I don't think they
whatever
can
the
sign.
outcome,
Yeah.
Right,
you're still selectmen until
the following meeting.
following meeting.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Right, and the polls are closed, so I don't see why we couldn't
Well,
sign
once
at
the
that
polls
point.
close, you get sworn.
All right. So what I'm going to do is
No,
I'll
not
let
right then.
I'll
But
let
next week.
Maureen
We're here for
know.
another week, though.
I'll let Maureen know that Jack, you'll be there to open.
I'll be there
Yeah.
at 7 a.m.
And Jan,
I'll
what time
be
do you
there
want to
till
come? You're
3.
going to be coming at 7 too?
Yeah,
Okay. And you have to leave at 3?
Yep.
and I'll be there
3,
until
3:30.
close.
I'll think when Jack gets done.
Like I
Jack,
said,
And I'll be hoping we don't have a blizzard.
Jan. No,
Yeah.
God, don't say
Hope that
that.
it's not like
Outside.
last year, believe me.
More power to you guys.
Oh, boy,
That was a horror show.
That was awful.
that was a horror
Bad.
show.
It was bad.
Blown into office with the north wind.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Anything else?
No.
Let's adjourn.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Outstanding.
What time is that? 8:04.